Welcome back. My guests are Nancy and Eric from the organization Bridges for the Deaf and Hard of Hearing. And Nancy and Eric, before we went to the break, we were talking about some of the misconceptions and some of the challenges that folks have who are deaf or hard of hearing. And I was just really fascinated by the fact that there are a lot of things that people may not realize, like medical diagnosis for not only mental health, behavioral services, that wrongful arrest, so many challenges that folks that are deaf and hard of hearing face that we may not even realize. It's because they are not able to communicate.
Yes, yes. And so I think what I'd start with that is that the deaf community and the hard of hearing community are protected under the American with Disabilities Act of 1990, which is federal civil rights legislation. And it's the first time the law recognized and offered protections for the civil rights for our community. And one of those rights is the right to effective communication. But a lot of people still seem ignorant of it or maybe a little resistant to it. And so we have situations where people are not being provided qualified interpreters. We see that in the medical field occasionally. We're fortunate around here, a lot of our hospitals are really great about using interpreting services, but sometimes not, or they depend on a family member who may not be qualified to interpret some of the complicated medical information being shared. Or imagine being the child of an adult parent who's deaf, trying to interpret that information or trying to give a bad diagnosis, bad news to a parent. And that's really, it's inappropriate, it's also illegal. And we've had clients who have been arrested for lack of communication. They weren't responding to verbal commands, and situations escalated because law enforcement, they're concerned about their safety, rightly so, but that lack of communication is a real barrier. And we've had a client who was arrested and held without an interpreter, appeared in court without an interpreter. But I will say, out of that tragedy, the criminal justice system has been very responsive to us, and we've been able to come together and really implement a lot of positive changes. So we're trying to get that out in other areas as well, but we're very blessed here.
Do you need more interpreters?
Yes, we need more interpreters, talented, qualified interpreters. And it's not an easy field. This is not a language you pick up in a week or a day or two. Just because somebody knows the ABCs, they don't know how to interpret. But there are great interpreting programs available at Maryville College here in Tennessee, Eastern Kentucky University, Eric's alma mater, and a couple other places. But we would love to see universities offer more interpreting programs because this is a field where we really could use more folks.
Oh, I think that would be a great idea for colleges or universities to offer that service. I love the fact that you offer a lot of fun things for the folks that you serve to be able to participate in, and it must be nice for them to be able to be with folks who they don't have to try to interpret for what they're saying or what they're doing.
Yes, we have a lot of fun together. This, as I said before, is a very vibrant, diverse community. People love to spend time together. That is part of deaf culture. You come together and you stay together for hours, then you plan to leave and you stay for a few more hours. So we offer game days every month, on the second Friday of every month, and we are just sharing a potluck meal and playing games for most of the day. We have field trips to various arts venues. Our folks love to go to concerts, museums. We work with Chaffin's Barn Dinner Theater quite a bit and are doing their season out there. They are wonderful to make that accessible for our clients. So we have a lot of fun. I mean, we're a family. We're a real community with every aspect of that, from education to fun to advocacy to challenges on occasion.
Yeah, I can see that. Do you find that most businesses are cooperative in making sure that if you all are coming, such as Chafin, that they're going to make sure that you're going to be having the things that you need there?
We do, and because we really approach it with the idea that people may not have encountered the deaf or hard of hearing community before and really may not know what the needs are, what the accommodations are, what their obligations are under the law. And so we do a lot of talking. There's a lot of communication between us, but most people are really understanding and very helpful once they have that educational piece.
If people are watching and they wanted to get in touch with you, they have questions, maybe they just want to come over for, to look around Bridges.
Of course.
What should they do?
Well, you can visit our website, bridgesfordeafandhh.org, and there's lots of good information on there. You can always contact us through that website. We are also very active on social media, on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. So there's lots about what we have going on. For instance, our Fallback 5K, which is a virtual 5K, is going on right now. So you can run, walk, dance, crawl that thing if you want to, anywhere, anytime between now and November 2nd as part of our virtual 5K. But our social media is really active. It's a great way to connect with us.
What's that web address?
Our website is bridgesfordeafandhh.org.
There, you see it on the screen there, and I would encourage you, if you or someone you know needs the services of Bridges for the Deaf and Hard of Hearing, please reach out to them, because you've got wonderful folks like Nancy and Eric who will be there to help you. Thank you both so much for being here and continued good work.
Well, thank you. Thank you so much for having us.
I want to also thank my earlier guests, Shanika Harris and Nanette Griffin, for being here as well. And thank you so much for watching. I'm Tawanda Coleman. I'll see you next time on The Plus Side of Nashville.